Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Oracle Love Light. So we are just going to make some quick air fried wings. I'm just going to be using garlic and herb seasoning. I'm going to add red pepper, parsley, and garlic powder. I'm going to season it and coat it really well. And then I'm just going to throw it in the air fryer. And this is going to be my lunch/dinner. Alright you guys, so before I start my next meal, I am just going to have a quick snack, which is going to be this keto bar that I got from Aldi's. It has 15 carbs, 16 grams of fiber, and it is 6 grams of sugar alcohol, which leaves 3 net carbs for me, which is awesome. The only thing about this one, it does have 1 gram of sugar on there. So, but that's here and there. So I'm just going to drink this morning some alkaline water, which is cucumber and lime, and that's it. Okay, now that I have them cooking in the air fryer, I am just going to start my crock pot dish, which is just going to be some chicken tenders with the ranch seasoning packet. And what else do I put in here? Oh, chicken broth too. So instead of me using water, I use the chicken broth. For this recipe, it looks disgusting pouring out like this. It almost looks like pee. Oh my gosh. Oh, I didn't like that. But that's okay. Oh my gosh. But this is the seasoning that I'm going to be using. Oh my gosh. Let's just get back in the video. All right, you guys, this is what the wings look like coming from out of the air fryer. I am just going to line them up on this tray, and these wings were so delicious. They were really good. So I'm just going to show you what they look like, and then we're going to move back to our crock pot. So right now for the crock pot, this is about 2 hours in. The chicken is just starting to soften. I'm just going to add some flour into the broth now and then let it cook for another hour so the sauce can thicken. After the sauce thicken, I'm going to add some green beans and broccoli, and then it should be ready to go.
Put our pictures on the shelf, swore I'm over you, oh well, it's not that easy. Waking up in this place all alone, staying up night and day on the phone. I need me to be whole again. Thought you were the piece missing from that. You're not the one.
Alright, so I'm just going to put more garlic powder, and then I am going to add black pepper to it as well. And then I'm going to add some parsley to it, and it's thickening up, but I'm going to let it sit for like maybe another half an hour to like 30 minutes because I'm going to put the green beans in. Oh, I'm going to put paprika in as well, because the paprika going to give it a little different color, and it's going to like make it mild so it don't be too spicy, because I got red pepper in it and black pepper, so we don't want it to be too spicy. Alright, so now that we have mixed it all together, we're just going to take a whisk and just break this chicken all the way up and like shred it a little bit, and you're going to keep whisking it, and this is going to make the gravy get thick as well. Alright, you guys, so at first I was going to make this the end of the video. However, I have found a keto lasagna that I just made that is just like out of this world. So I have to share it with you guys. So stay tuned for more of this video. Okay, so first make sure you have some marinara sauce, garlic, some type of minced garlic or whole garlic cloves that you mince up yourself, ricotta cheese, cream cheese. I'm putting mushrooms in mine. I'm even putting broccoli in mine. But this manchego cheese is what took this lasagna to a whole nother level. First, we're going to slice up our onions the same as we would do if we're making like regular lasagna with pasta. So you'll basically do everything the same like you making lasagna with pasta. Wait until you see how we make the noodles though. Oh my gosh, you just wait.
So that relationship is very critical to your love. Oh, okay, okay. Put them a letter. You know, letters like when somebody who is.
Alright, you guys, so now that we are finished our chopping up the vegetables, we're going to make the noodles. So for the noodles, you'll need an 8-ounce block of cream cheese, and then you'll need 2 cups of mozzarella cheese and a half a cup of Parmesan cheese. I didn't have Parmesan cheese. That's where this great good cheese come in. So let's melt the cheese together, and then once we melt it together and take it out the microwave, we're going to put 3 large eggs in it. So let's get started. Okay, so here is what it looks like when you take it out the microwave. I just put it on like 45-second increments. I probably melted it a little bit too much, but now I'm just going to be mashing the cream cheese up, and I'm going to add the 3 eggs. For mine, before I put it in the microwave, I added garlic powder, a little bit of salt and pepper, and I added parsley to mine. You don't have to add the garlic powder. That is optional, but you do want to add a little bit of salt, not a lot because it's cheese, so you know it's already going to have salt, so not a lot of it. And you add some pepper. But it turned out so good. It turned out really, really good. Now, I will say I was trying to follow the video I was watching. I got this recipe from off of Delish. I was trying to follow that one, and she kept stirring hers with a spatula. Use a spoon. This was the longest time stirring anything in my life. My gosh. So I just kept kind of like chopping it up, and then I'm like, you know what, let me just use a spoon. Once I used the spoon, I started to see the texture that was displayed on their video, so that really makes a difference. So I also did find that I had to add a little bit more mozzarella cheese to it. Not a lot, but I just did it in sprinkles to kind of like get it from being so yolky, because it was really yolky and slimy, which of course is egg. I know it's going to be slimy, but it looked really loose to me. So I'm glad I added that extra mozzarella cheese, because you did need that. Well, I needed that. You can do how you like to your liking, but I did need that. I didn't want to see the egg because I didn't want to taste egg, if that makes sense. So now for your baking sheet, you want to use parchment paper, but you still want to spray it with some type of cooking spray. So you'll just pour this on the baking sheet, and then you'll flatten it out. I used a small baking sheet, so my noodles were like a little bit thicker. You can use a longer one. I think this is like a 5 by, I don't know what this is. I'm not even gonna lie, I have no idea what this is, but this is a small one. I have a bigger one. I didn't want to use the bigger one because I want to put it in my small like 8-inch pan, so I didn't want to use like a really big baking sheet and then have to cut all the pieces in different kind of ways. So but it turned out pretty good. You can use a big one if you want it to be thinner. However, you guys, I promise you, you can just eat this cheesy bread, noodles, whatever you want to call it. You can eat it just like cheesy bread. This is so freaking delicious. I don't know if it was that cheese that made it so good, but I could have ate this without even adding the ground beef and stuff. It was like, honestly, it was like cheesy bread. It was so good. Alright, so now we're going to start with our meat. We're just going to put this in the pan with a little bit of avocado oil. We're going to put our onions and peppers in there. And we're going to let this cook. And while it's cooking, we're going to add our tomato paste. We're going to add our tomato paste. And once it's like almost done, then we'll add our garlic and marinara sauce. And I'm just seasoning it with some oregano, some salt, and some red pepper flakes. So now I'm going to add the tomato paste and garlic. I'm adding just about 1.5 tablespoons of tomato paste. You can add more to your discretion, but that's what I added in mine. And I'm just going to cook this down with the meat, and then I'll add the marinara. All right, so here's a trick that I do. I take like a couple pieces of broccoli florets and I shred them with like the little shredder. I don't need to do this if I'm just eating it, but I know when my kids get home from school, they're going to want to taste it too. And if they taste the broccoli, they're going to be like, ew, oh my God, why you put broccoli in lasagna? So this is a cute little way to trick them and make them think that it's like parsley or cilantro. So they won't know that it's broccoli. Well, not until they see this video. When I tell y'all this freaking noodle bread thing, I say bread because it reminds me of bread more so of noodles. When I say, oh my gosh, I never even known this was possible to make. Honestly, it's like, this is like a light bulb went off in my head. Like, hello, we got a new way to make keto garlic bread. I'm going to have to do this. Now, not all the time, of course, because there's so much cheese. So you definitely don't want to put this in your body all the time. But like once every 3 months or something like that. Oh, please, when you want that savory treat like lasagna. Oh, this bread was so good. See, you see me already. I just had to keep taking like little pieces off of it because I couldn't believe like how good it was. It was so good. You got, if you don't try nothing else from this video, please try making this noodle bread thing. I mean, they call it noodles, but I promise you, it puts you in the mind frame of bread. And like I said, it could be because I didn't use a longer cookie sheet, so it wasn't as thin. Maybe that's why it made me think of bread, but it was delicious. Even Lulu wants some. Okay, so now before you cut it, you have to let it cool down some. I didn't let it cool down like all the way because it would kind of lifting up a little bit, but that's okay. It didn't lift up a lot. So you want to cut it straight across, and then you want to cut it directly down the middle so it can be like equal parts. And then you just pick this thing on up and put it in your pan. But I just wanted to show you guys what it looks like. All right, so now you are just going to start layering your pan the same as you would do the lasagna. So for lasagna, I always put like a little bit of the sauce and the meat at the bottom first, and then I put the noodles on top. So that is what I'm going to do. We're going to layer it up, then we're going to put it back in the oven on 350 for about 30 minutes until the cheese start bubbling. The only thing for mine is I'm not going to use a lot of the mozzarella cheese on top since this pan dish is basically cheese. Since your noodles are cheese, you're going to be using ricotta cheese. Ricotta. So I don't want to use a whole lot of mozzarella cheese. It will be enough, but I'm just saying I'm not going to use a lot. So you don't need to use a lot of mozzarella.
생각했는데 추억이 잠시 널 떠올린 거야. Still believe I
Okay, so now this is the last row. This is just the topping of the lasagna. So I am just going to again put all of the meat on there and just throw some mozzarella cheese on top. Put it in the oven on 350 degrees for 30 minutes. And after 30 minutes for me, I just added an extra 10 minutes on 400 degrees. And I will show you what it looks like. Alright, so this is what it looks like when it's all done. And this is what it looks like after you let it sit for about, I think I let it sit for like 30 minutes. You only need it to sit for about 15 minutes. But I did let it sit for like 30 minutes so everything can settle in. Oh, this is so good. It makes me so excited when I find a good keto recipe. It's like, oh my gosh, thank you. But okay, you guys, this is going to be the end of this video. I thank you guys for joining me. I thank you for sharing this space with me. And as always, I thank you for watching.